Coach, the Eagles swept the weekend series against NC State to put them right back in the ACC tournament hunt. What did you see from the team?
Yeah, I thought the boys played great baseball all weekend. Um, you know, what we try to do is really fairly simple. It's not trying to reinvent anything, but want to try to pitch it, try to catch it, try to run the bases hard, try to play good fundamental baseball. And that's kind of what they did this weekend. It wasn't anything crazy. That's a really good NC State team. They're well coached. Got good players all over the place, but the boys just did a good job of playing good, hard, fundamental baseball all weekend long. And when you do that, good things happen. We gave ourselves a chance to win all 3 games, and we got the bounces when we needed them.
Now, talk about the ALS Awareness Game at Fenway Park and what it meant to the team, the program, and the Frady's family.
Yeah, well, it's pretty well documented what Pete and John and Nancy and Julie and Lucy and Andrew, the whole Frady's family, what they mean to our boys, to our program, to our university. And everybody, I think, pretty well knows how important that mission to strike out ALS is. It's hard to begin to thank the Red Sox enough for everything they have done for Pete up until now, and then also now adding that ALS game at Fenway, what that added to it and the national attention it gave it, and also the national attention it gave to Chris Combs and his fight. So the Red Sox have been so amazing, and the boys were excited. The boys were excited to play at Fenway Park, but they were more excited to play at Fenway Park because they knew what that meant to Pete and what that meant to the mission.
Now, before you get into the weekend series, on Thursday, the program will host local veterans for softball for the 5th year in a row as part of the Wounded Warrior Project game. Can you speak a little bit about this initiative and what it means to you and the team?
Yeah, the our Wounded Warrior Project weekend is an amazing weekend for us, and honoring our veterans and our military is something that's incredibly important in our program. We have the Wounded Warrior Project coming in. We're tying in with our on-campus veterans group, hopefully. And it's just a small thing that we can do, starting with the softball game on Thursday. We end up having a little barbecue afterwards with a speaker speaking to our boys as well as the veterans. We will combine that with our annual build a backpack that we'll send down to Walter Reed. And too many times I think athletes try to compare what they do to the military, and it's I hate that comparison. But if we can use sports and use our athletes just to thank some veterans, then I think it's something that's important, and our boys do too, and our boys love it. It's pretty cool to watch our boys. I've said it before, but when the veterans come out in the field, the boys they get so excited to be around them.
And finally, the Eagles host a big series with Miami this weekend. How does the team stay focused on the task at hand of winning games and not worry about the opponent, the Hurricanes, who you faced in the Super Regional last year?
Yeah, last year, right? This is a different team than last year. So what happened last year, we're not worried about it. The way we're going to handle the weekend is the way we try to handle everything in our program, with character, toughness, and class. The thing that we're going to worry about most, is trying to continue and build on what we've been building on. Jake Stevens was great this weekend, and when you see Danny Metzdorf and Brian Rapp, the two of those guys went 17 innings with 1 run. It's pretty easy to manage a baseball game when you got 2 starters give you 17 innings with 1 run. Right? All of a sudden, I'm a pretty good manager. So, we're just gonna keep building on that. Jake will give us a great start, game 1, and Metz will build and give us a great start, game 2, and B-Rap will hopefully do what he did again. Although it was a pretty impressive outing. The thing with Brian Rapp is awesome to see is the kid just continues to get better and get better and get better. And I've said it before, he's turning into what I believed he was when he got here, and what I believed he could be, and what we all believed he could be. And sometimes he surprises himself a little bit with how good we think he can be. But Brian was unbelievable, and again Metz was as well. Those guys were strike one all day. They kept a really good lineup off balance. And then I was going backwards with Bear. We're used to seeing Bear do that So, and bear through on a big stage at Fenway, but that's a kid who pitched the clinching game of a regional last year, and then game 3 of a super regional. So the big stage is nothing new to Jake Stevens. So we're going to kind of continue to keep building off that. We're going to work with our starters to get them ready to give us another, 3 more good outings. Our pen will continue to do what it's doing. The boys are going to play hard and have fun, and not worry about who we're playing and what happened last year. And like I said, we're going to fall back on who we are: character, toughness, and class.